Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going fishing with the Zoom trick worm. It's a 6-inch, the Merthiolate color. I typically call this the Cheeto worm, just because it's a little bit more orangish, kind of. But this worm actually floats, so it's really good in the spring. For me, it works really good in the spring, and I'll use it in the spring. Like, for example, pre-spawn, spawn, and a little bit of post-spawn. Sometimes in post-spawn they typically don't bite it as great, but pre-spawn and in the spawn sometimes they'll go after, pretty good. In today's video, we go after and we find some fish with this worm. And what I really like about this is it floats, so I can toss it out there, and you're gonna have a hook on it, so it does, with that hook and everything else, it does slowly sink. Which is fine, that's what I want. And then I just slowly reel it. Maybe it's some light twitches, nothing really vigorous. But I really like to throw this worm. This worm catches me a ton of fish. It gets a ton of bites, that's for sure. It doesn't work throughout the whole year. Well, at least for me, it hasn't worked throughout the whole year. I typically like to use it in the spring, a little bit in the fall. But in the summer, I'm usually going bigger worms. I'm going the 8-inch straight tail worms, other than the 6-inch, pretty much like a finesse type style worm. But this worm, I typically call, like I said before, I typically call it the Cheeto worm. This is the Merthiolate color. It's a little bit brighter of a color. Kind of gets their attention. A couple different ways you can rig this too. As you can tell, I've got a little band here. See if you can see that. Little band, and I can rig it. So you can rig it a couple different ways. You can bring the hook in like this. You can bring the hook in just like this here and hook it in it. Well, you're gonna want to hook it this way, so your hook's gonna go like that. Or wacky rig it and just rig it through this little hole here. These are by Mustad. I like these better than the wider bands that they have out there. It just seems less noticeable to me. And I have no issues with these, and they're not as expensive, so that's also a plus. So this is like pretty much set up for like the wacky rig, and that's what I was throwing today. That's what I'm going to throw today in the video. And then this one here, I'm not going to throw this one today, but this is the Nitro rig or Nitro rig, however you want to say it. I believe the main way to say it, the right way, the correct way, is Neko rig. But anyways, this thing gets a ton of bites too. So you got a little nail weight here in the end, and maybe I got a little bit heavier than usual, but I like to put a heavier weight in there so I can throw it and then move it faster. That's what I like to do. And here's that band. See that? There's that band again. And for this one, I am going to hook it around the band like this way. I'm gonna hook it like that. This isn't the wacky rig, so I'm not gonna hook it through that little loop, which is fine. And that's why I like these, because they're versatile. You can put one on a worm, and if you don't want to throw a Neko rig, just take this weight out, and you have a wacky rig. Easy, awesome, love it. I get a lot of bites on the Neko rig too. So small mouth, large mouth, it's wide open. Guys, come along for the ride today. Really hope you guys enjoy this. We're gonna go out and have some fun, and I'll show you some catches on the Zoom trick worm in the Merthiolate color. Oh, bite. There we go. It's not very big, but it's still fun. He's not our smallest of the day though. Yeah, we'll bring him, just flip him on in here. I'm not going to weigh this guy. We'll just call him a 2-pounder. He's probably close to that. He wanted a Cheeto worm. Can't get it out of there. There we go. Still beautiful fish though. Oh, my thumb is thrashed already, but not just from today, but from yesterday too. Cool. They're just schooling in front of me. Okay, so I'll show you what guys I'm looking at. Right here. Look right here. Okay. Well, that's awesome. They just disappeared. Let's see if I can turn it. Well, there's one right here. See that? He's coming at me. He's checking it out. And then over here there's, oh no, that might not be them. They were just swimming around though. But yeah, they're here. There's still a bunch of them around. So we're gonna see if we can keep them fired up. Bite. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, waited too long. He had it. Get a bite. There, we got him. Well, this feels better. Well, of course it does, because it's a pike. No, it's not. It's a bass. He's just really long. He's a better fish than our last one, though, that's for sure. Well, yeah, he's probably about a 2.5 pound. Look at this fish, beautiful fish, love it. Loving the Cheeto worm, or the trick worm. The Merthiolate trick worm is what it really is, by zoom. Awesome fish. Goodbye. Is he gonna bite again? No. That'd be funny. Gosh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, bite. Oh, he dropped it. Is he swimming with it? No. Try that again. Oh, oh my gosh. That was a pike. Flipping broke me off. Jesus. Gosh. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Well, at least I didn't. Yeah. Cool. I still got a bunch of my leader left. That's good at least. Gotta retie. That was definitely a pike. Okay, retie. Oh, yeah, I had a bite. Missed him though. want to watch your line too when you're throwing a weightless worm. Oh man, I missed. A lot of times you can see that bite. There we go. A lot of times you can see that bite through your line. Nice little fish here. A little 1 pounder. Not bad. Not bad for a morning. Just a small one. Looks like there's a bunch more there too. We already lost a rig to a pike, so I don't know how many of those are actually pike, but we're about to find out. Keep getting nibbles, not fully committing to it. It could be a bluegill biting on the ends of the worm. There we go. Didn't feel that one at first, and he just took off with it. It's another small one though. It's got spunk. Give him that. Yeah, another small one, but we're in the school of them. I have found sometimes there's a big one or two lurking in some of those schools of small ones. Sometimes they don't like to compete with the smaller ones because they're not as fast, but I don't know, it's worked for me sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I know. Why go to a spinning rod if I'm catching them on a casting rod with a frog, right? Why? Well, I don't know. I'm just weird like that. I like trying a bunch of different things. Took too much time retying this thing after I broke it. It might have moved. Well, he had a bite, except for he didn't have the hook. I think that might be the problem with this worm, is that maybe the fish are probably going to be a little bit too small. They're not going to suck in half of the worm that has the hook in it. We'll see what happens here though. Oh, there we go. My drag is loose, so it's really not that big. It's actually really little. He almost looked like a smallmouth there for a second, but well, he wanted it just enough. I mean, right in the top of the mouth. Not a giant. Man, this is just fun, man. It is fun. Fix this worm. Pulled off. There you go. Sweet. Let's tighten up this drag just a tad. Casts aren't as good because it's retied with uni to uni. I don't want to go FG out here in the wind right now. It's so weird. One moment the wind's hit me in the face, next moment It's at my back. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. Like I said, it's not a super long video. I just wanted to get out and do some fishing with the Merthiolate worm, the trick worm, Zoom trick worm, excuse me, and get some fish catches for you guys. And I'd like to throw it, as you saw, I like to throw it on a spinning rod, and I'll throw it on lighter line. 10 pound, what I like to throw is 10 pound braided main line to an 8 or 10 pound. I think on today's video I had 10 pound fluorocarbon line, a leader, and just tied up kind of like a finesse, a VMC finesse Nico hook to it. It's got a little plastic little barb onto it, so you can do, it's like one of the drop shot hooks too, or a hook they use for drop shot, and you can thread it on there, and that little plastic keeper helps keep that your worm on there. I didn't use it that way today. All I did was hooked it to the loop here, that loop right there, and cast it out and just slowly reel a little bit, stop, slow reel, stop, and a couple little twitches. And sometimes I just throw it there and just let it sit. Sometimes when you just let it sit, now this has a lot of action, but it'll float. You know, it'll kind of wobble down like this. And a lot of times you get a ton of bites just letting it do that. Let it float down to the bottom, no bites. Okay, reel it up a little bit, bring it up to the coastal surface, do it again. And that's how I got a couple of my bites today on that. The other bites, you know, it's just slow reeling and then stop. And sometimes, a lot of times when I'm stopping it. Today, a couple of the bites is when I stopped it, that's when they hit it. Really good little worm here. Great for me around the springtime. You know, guys, if you haven't tried it out, give it a shot around the springtime. You know, or you can try it in the summer too. Try it in ponds. You know, let me know how it works. I haven't been able to try it in ponds, so I can't tell you my experience with it. I don't have any experience with it in ponds, and my experience with it in the summer isn't really that great. I'm not saying it's not gonna work in the summer, because I'm sure somewhere, somehow, this will work in the summer. Maybe great for smallmouth in the summer. They get really angry with bright colors. That's definitely a possibility. I haven't actually tried this for smallmouth. I'm gonna try it this year. Hopefully, we'll see. But you guys, give it a shot. Zoom trick worm, the Merthiolate color. You know, let me know down in the comments if you have used it or not, and you know what kind of fish you guys catch on. Do you catch big fish, small fish? I kind of caught them all around the board. Got a couple of 3-4 pounders on this, and I've got a bunch of smaller fish. Today, as you saw, there weren't too many giants. Too many? I don't think there were any giants. So, but we had fun, and that's the main thing you want to do when you go out fishing. Make sure you're having fun. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget, go to arrowoutdoorsapparel.com. Get your apparel for your next outdoor adventure. Support this channel. Catch you in the next video.